Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and today we're asking the question, what messages does the universe have for you guys? Okay, I'm super excited about this one because it went pretty deep, and I feel like the messages really, they were very synchronized, and you'll see what I mean. But basically, we have three piles to choose from. All the way on the left is pile number one, the middle is pile number two, all the way on the right is pile number three. I should say shape number one, two, and three, not pile, but you get what I mean. Go to my description box and click on the timestamp that you chose, and it'll be next to the number that you guys chose, so you can skip to that part, okay? But I'll see you guys at your reading. Bye, guys. Hey y'all, pile number one, this is your reading, and today we're asking the question, what messages does the universe have for you? Okay, so these are messages that spirit, the universe, the all-knowing really wants you to know. Okay, I did ask before I pulled these cards, like, what is something that pile number one really needs to know? Something that'll benefit them, something that will heal them, something that that the universe really wants to tell you. And this is quite a deep reading, guys, but I think it'll be very beneficial. And at the end of every video, I always pick a pile for myself too, and I have a feeling this one might be mine, so I'll resonate a lot with you guys. But anyways, let's get started. So we have love and awareness, okay? And when I clarified the love card, I got the Two of Pentacles, but I also got the Four of Pentacles right here, okay? So with the Four of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles, I feel like for you guys, maybe in some of your love, like romantic relationships, it could even be like honestly anything. It could even be like your social relationships, you know, but I'm mostly getting like romantic relationships here. I am getting the vibe that maybe some of you guys are a little bit insecure when it comes to love. Maybe some of you guys have issues in relationships where either you get possessive of the person you're with, or a little bit clingy, or maybe a little bit of jealousy issues, or maybe insecurity. It doesn't have to be all of these. It could be like one or two things, because this is a general reading. I know a lot of people are watching, but like there does seem to be like a little bit of insecurity when it comes to your romantic relationships. I feel like you guys do, you know, I feel like maybe some of you guys do tend to get a little bit possessive, or kind of, you know, clingy over your partner, or maybe jealous, or maybe just insecure. It doesn't even have to be any of those. Maybe just feeling like insecure, not feeling good enough, or wanting validation, or maybe kind of like, you know, some of you guys might have anxious attachment styles when it comes to relationships. So look that up. Google that if it resonates, like anxious attachment style. I kind of have that too, unfortunately. I'm trying to work on this, but I do get that vibe here. And so basically, I feel like Spirit this whole reading is kind of indicating that Spirit wants you to be a little bit more aware of like what is going on, why you're acting a certain way, why you're feeling a certain way. Because for us to feel this anxious in relationships or like insecure is not normal. Actually, it's not normal at all, you know. I mean, you can go deeper into this and say like what's normal, right? Like we all have trauma and etc. There's nothing that's normal, and that is true, I agree, but it's not healthy, I guess is what I should say. It's not healthy. And you know, surprisingly, I do know some people that don't go about their relationships with an attachment style, like an anxious attachment style, and I feel like they just have more fun and do better because of that, you know. So anyways, we'll get more information, you know, and Spirit will kind of tell you like more information about this and how to heal it and all of that. But with this energy card right here, I feel like maybe some of you guys do lose interest in people or some things too soon, or like quickly. So Spirit also wants you to dig deep on why that is happening. Like, why do you lose interest in like a person you're talking to, or maybe like a project you're doing, or even like a food you're starting to eat? It could be anything. So apply this how it resonates. But there is a little message coming through here that maybe you guys lose interest in stuff too quickly, or you lose interest for not the right reasons. Like, for example, I'll give you an example because I don't know, I'm kind of resonating with this reading a little bit. I'll give you an example on my end, and I've been working a lot on being self-aware, okay? And that's something Spirit wants you to work on too. I'm sure you guys are self-aware, but maybe keep doing it is what Spirit is saying. But basically, when I work on my self-awareness, one thing I noticed is this, and like I hate to admit it, but I've noticed that like in my relationships, like romantic relationships, what happens is sometimes I'm trying to like I'm really interested in a person in the beginning, really chasing them and like trying to impress them and all of that because I want validation. Somewhere in my childhood, I was neglected, like I was neglected emotionally or didn't get the validation I needed, or maybe I didn't feel good enough, or maybe I didn't feel beautiful enough. So in my romantic relationships, I sometimes find myself like wanting validation, but the minute I win that person over and now that person's in love with me or now that person has validation, I like start losing interest like really, really fast. It's not even gradual. It's like, boom, I got what I wanted. I got the validation I wanted. I wanted this person to show me that I was good enough. Okay, bye, on to the next. Do you get what I'm saying? Obviously, I don't do that anymore. I've done a lot of healing around it, but that's an example of like losing interest too quick. I don't know. Some of you guys might resonate with it. Some of you guys might not. Just take it as it resonates. It doesn't have to be in romantic relationships. It could literally even be in a job. You know, if you like quickly lose interest in a job and quit, or it could even be like food. Let's say you're obsessed with like oatmeal and you're eating it every day, and all of a sudden one day, boom, you stop eating it. You know, so kind of dig in and like spirit's wanting you to look at your brain a little bit more. Why are you doing certain things? Why are you saying certain things? Why are you feeling certain ways? And kind of dig deep and look what's causing it so you can heal it, okay? And then we also have, for your tarot cards, we have 6 of Swords, 8 of Cups, and 4 of Cups here. So, and we already kind of talked about the 2 of Pentacles, which is more about this card, but basically I feel like Spirit is saying some of these things, you know, like for like, you know, losing interest quickly, or you know, it could even be in feeling insecure in love and all of that. I feel like this comes from some past wounds that you've had, maybe like in a relationship, maybe it could be childhood, like if your parents neglected you or abandoned you, something, you know, everyone's going to have a different issue, but kind of, you know, take it as it resonates. But basically, Spirit is really, really encouraging you to move on from this. Like, wipe it clean. Like, with the cleaning house here, right, we have the cleaning house card right here. And Spirit is wanting you to be aware of any thoughts, emotional baggage, or memories that are not serving you anymore. And any of these, like, you know, kind of hurtful or like, you know, traumatizing or negative thoughts that you have about your past or some things that have happened, Spirit wants you to just clean them out, get rid of them, clean, like cleaning house, like clean house, swipe those clean. They do not serve you anymore, okay? So all these thoughts or memories or emotional baggage that you've had from past relationships or even your childhood, these should be cleaned and swept out of your mind. Your conscience must be clear in order for you to go about like the world and go about your relationships more freely, you know, like instead of getting stuck in a rut or like overthinking things. So basically Spirit is really, really saying clean house, clean your brain of any of these past traumas or memories that are not serving you anymore. They're only holding you back, because that will make you feel more free and you can go about the world with like a more clear conscience, a clear mind, to be more free, fun, lighthearted. And that's how you attract things more too. That's how you easily attract things in your life too, when you're just free and there's no agenda and you're not attached to anything. But I feel like if you have a lot of like childhood trauma, you know, when we do get into a new relationship or even friendships or whatever, right, take it as it resonates, we're constantly trying to like fill a void of our childhood, which is why things feel serious. You're overthinking. But someone who has not had the childhood trauma that maybe we have, like pile number 1 has, right, if there's someone who has not had that type of childhood trauma, they're not really going to navigate their relationships like this, because they don't, like, there's nothing to fill that void. There's no abandonment issues, there's no rejection, there's no neglect. I'm sure these people have other issues, but maybe they don't have those certain kinds. So when it comes to love, they're able to be more fun, free, open-hearted, you know, and they just kind of attract stuff easier, and they're having more fun because they're not overthinking all these things, and like they don't need the validation. Do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, like for example, I'll give you another example for cleaning house. You know, like I've had a relationship in the past where I felt like, you know, the person would emotionally dismiss me all the time. You know, like if I kind of told them how I felt, they would be like, you're being ridiculous, or like, you know, you're being over dramatic. And then I've also had a relationship where the person would leave my messages on read all the time, but we were in a relationship, but they would leave me on read all the time and stuff. So I have like emotional issues from that. Like I get triggered by that. But Spirit is saying those things, they're gone. They happened in the past. They're freaking gone. They're over with. You learned the lessons that you needed to learn from those past relationships and them treating you like this. But that's it. You learned the lesson. That's all they were there to do. And now you can just wipe the slate clean, wipe those memories clean about someone leaving your messages on read or someone emotionally dismissing you. It does not mean the future, like any future person in your life is going to do that. That does not mean it, right? Because you learned the lesson, so wipe it clean so that way you can look at a new relationship or a new person with a completely clean slate. And that way you kind of attract someone on that new frequency as well, you know? So that's kind of like the message here. So, but I wanted to kind of talk about these two message or cards as well. By the way, so Six of Swords, like I said, you know, like they want you to move on from the past, like wipe the slate clean, don't think about the past, you know, like just, yeah, basically just sweep, you know, clean your house, sweep everything clean, forget about the past. And even with Eight of Cups is the same thing, like moving on from the past. You have all these memories behind you, but it's like, you know, just move on from them, like don't look at them anymore. But it looks like, you know, with the Four of Cups here, like you're still kind of holding on to it, you know, you're still kind of feeling a little bit dissatisfied in your relationships, a little bit bored easily, or you lose interest easily. And you know, Spirit is saying this is because of some things that you've been through in your past, even your childhood, because we do have like the Golden Children card here, where it, you know, maybe you have some childhood, inner child issues that happened in your childhood. You know, we were so innocent in our childhood, and sometimes it hurts and it traumatizes us, and we carry the pattern all through. So Spirit is really saying to kind of be more aware of how you're thinking, why you're thinking it, do some healing, and like clean house, you know, wipe the slate clean of what happened in the past and move on to a free, like more free, brighter future. And I feel like by you guys doing this, like wiping your slate clean, you're even going to be able to jump timelines, okay? Like for example, like you're on a time, we're all on a certain timeline right now, but if you change your energy dramatic enough and big enough, you can hop on a completely different timeline that's going to put you on a completely different trajectory about what's going to happen in your future. So for example, if you're on this current timeline right now, and let's say the future seems a little bit more difficult because you still have your guard up or you have insecurities, but if you like clean house and like really do some shadow work and healing and completely switch your opinions and thoughts on stuff, you can jump to a different timeline. And now the future is so much brighter and lighter because you learned your lesson. You know, you learned the main lesson, and you're at a higher vibration. Do you get what I'm saying? So, you know, remember, like law of attraction, you're the creator of your life. So you're actively creating. Tarot cards are not set in stone, because right when you change your energy, you change your timeline, okay? So anyways, let's go on to the other stuff. So I wanted to talk about these two cards. I feel like these two are like really important. So I find it interesting how we have Mercury in Scorpio here, and then we have Moon in Scorpio here. And we also have the number 8 and 8. So that's really interesting. So I feel like, first of all, guys, Scorpio, like the zodiac sign Scorpio, you know, they are known for being very intense, like very emotionally intense. And you are coming off as the animal here. So you're being represented as the animal. So someone, like, look at their eyes too, like very intense, right? Like, but anyways, you know, you are coming across as an animal, but I'll talk about this card later. So we have Mercury in Scorpio here, right? So I feel like with Mercury and Scorpio, Mercury is like changes, and Scorpio is like emotions, deep emotional, intense, basically deep, intense emotions is what I'm trying to say. So I feel like Spirit is saying that you need a huge, massive, drastic change in your day-to-day base opinion or the base philosophy that you're holding in life. So this is going to be really hard to do, because I mean, if you've been holding the same philosophy or the same opinion, you know, like your entire life, like that's really hard to even recognize and, you know, be aware and dig out and like change or get rid of. But that's exactly what Spirit is telling you to do. It's telling you to clean out your house, however you've been thinking all these years. But it's also saying that there's a base philosophy or a base opinion that you're holding in your life right now, that you've been holding for a long, long time, maybe even since childhood, that needs to be completely uprooted and changed. Okay, they're telling you to change this perspective, change this philosophy, because it's not helping you or serving you anymore. If you're confused and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, like I don't have any of it, maybe this isn't the pile for you. But even if you feel like I don't know what you're talking about, I don't think I have it, I feel like everyone does have a little bit of something they need to change. So you can do some analyzing, self-digging, maybe sometimes even talking to a therapist, because they're able to show you certain thought patterns that we're not able to see ourselves. You know, I'm in therapy too. I feel like everyone and their mama should be in therapy, first of all. But so that is, you know, something you can do if you guys aren't resonating. But I feel like some of you guys will know what this is, you know, at least a little bit. But yeah, so basically there's something that, like an opinion or like some type of base philosophy that you've been holding in your life that's not helping or serving you anymore. And I feel like spirit wants you to completely change this and uproot it, you know, like entirely. And I feel like this is also going to help you jump timelines, you know, because now you're on a different vibration. And so you're going to be put on a different timeline. And even with this one, another number 8, right? The moon in Scorpio. So the moon is all about emotions, right? So, and the Scorpio is also about intense emotions. So I feel like this card, especially next to this extremism card, I feel like you guys do hold very extreme emotions. Like sometimes a lot of passion, excitement, enthusiasm, but then other times maybe you like, you know, you're able to quickly kind of convert to feeling a little bit angry, pessimistic, or just tired of it all. So there seems to be like an extreme of emotions here too. Like I don't think, you know, for this pile, I don't think your emotions are very constant all the time or balanced. I think they're kind of like jump from extremes. And so that's another message coming through here on how you can like heal that or solve that, you know. And I feel like with the animal, that kind of shows me the same thing. The animal is known to be very wild and like, you know, like it's wild. So I feel like your emotions are a little bit wild is what I'm getting. And yeah, so but there's underlying reasons why this is happening, you know, like why you're feeling this way. And spirit really wants you to dig in, you know, be a little bit more self-aware and figure out like why this is happening. Where does it stem from? Is it your childhood? Is it past relationship that made you like this? And then like balance it out, because spirit is saying there's a need for you to control your emotions here, you know, like balance it out. And the power is in your hands. Like you have the power, and when you do this, you're gonna raise your vibration and even like switch to a more optimistic or like a better future or a better timeline. And I don't know, maybe meditation, yoga, therapy can help with this too. I mean, I'm currently in therapy and I do meditation. I don't really do yoga, so I mean, if that's what some of you guys like, go for it. But yeah, that's the vibe that I'm getting, guys. That's the message the spirit has. So about this animal card now, I do feel like spirit is saying that you need to get a little bit more comfortable in your own skin. So remember with the love card, I was feeling that maybe some of you guys are kind of insecure in your romantic relationships. This could be physical, like maybe you're physically insecure, like about how you look. This could even be about like, you know, your abilities or whatever, right? Insecurity comes in all kinds of shapes and forms. But if there is a need here that you know, like that maybe you're not as comfortable in your own skin as you think you are, or like maybe spirit is wanting you to be more comfortable in your own skin, like just accepting you and like your body, and you know, just accepting you entirely. And when you do that, you are going to feel a little bit more free. And remember, guys, people pick up on that. You could be the most stunning woman on this, woman or man, whoever's watching. This is gender neutral, any gender identity, right? So you could be the most stunning person in like the entire world, and you could have won a bunch of awards from beauty shows or whatever, right? But if you lack the confidence and you don't truly believe it, people pick up on that. People pick up on that, and it's just not beautiful anymore. You know, beauty is you feeling confident in yourself, you know, and that radiates outwards. But I feel like you guys have so much in you, like you want to, I feel like you guys want to do certain things, wear certain things, or talk to certain people, but like you hold yourself back because of your insecurities, you know. But spirit is really saying, like, you know, accept yourself, accept your body, accept the way you look, accept how you are, be comfortable in your own skin, and then, you know, like you'll be more free. Because I feel like you guys have like all this pent up, like all this pent up energy, emotions, but it's all held back because of some type of insecurity here. And you guys will be able to know what kind of insecurity. Guys, if any of this resonated, please leave me a comment. I read all of my comments. I'm very, very curious if any of this resonated. So please definitely leave me a comment. I promise I read all of them. I even like them. And give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if any of this resonated at all as well, okay? But yeah, guys, I hope this helped, okay? That my goal for this was just, you know, helping and, you know, maybe a little bit of like messages that universe really wanted you guys to hear, okay? But yeah, bye guys, take care. Hey y'all, pile number 2, this is your reading, and today we're asking the question, what messages does the universe have for you? Okay, so I asked spirit, I asked the universe, like, are there any messages that you feel like pile number 2 really, really needs to hear? And this is what came through, so I'm super excited. Okay, so first things first, let's go ahead and start with spiritual healing and healing, okay? So when I clarified spiritual healing and healing, right? First of all, this is a big deck that I pulled these from. I shuffled it and first healing came out, and then I kept shuffling because I wanted 2 cards. I'm doing 2 cards for each pile, and then spiritual healing came out. So like, this is crazy because that means spirit is really, really emphasizing that I feel like you guys are either going through spiritual healing or you've already gone through spiritual healing. For some of you, I feel like you guys have already gone through a lot of spiritual healing. So maybe you guys have done like a lot of shadow work or spiritual healing. Some of you guys might still be doing it right now, or this is spirit saying you guys need to do it. But basically what I'm getting is, because I wanted to clarify why healing and spiritual healing came out twice, right? Because that means that's a pretty big deal. That spirit is trying to like really, really emphasize that. And so what I got was to clarify healing and spiritual healing and healing is the King of Cups and the King of Swords. It didn't fit on my board, so I didn't put it on here, but basically the King of Cups and the King of Swords. So my intuition tells me that spirit is asking you guys to be more compassionate, calm, and caring with yourself. So there's a message here that I feel like, you know, some of you guys are basically giving more and caring more and being more concerned with the feelings of other people than yourself. So basically spirit is saying that they feel like you've been more concerned with other people than you have with yourself. So there's a need here to basically, you know, treat yourself like the King of Cups, you know, instead of like the King of Swords, where so spirit is asking you to be more caring, being more compassionate to yourself, and basically, you know, treating yourself and being concerned about yourself like you are with others. Okay, so give to yourself first and nurture yourself, focus on yourself is what spirit is saying. So, you know, again, like, I don't want to be repetitive because I think you guys already get it, but basically spirit is saying to kind of, you know, be more empathetic with yourself, because even here we have empathy and the number kind of got cut off, but it's number 12, and we have the moon, right, in Pisces. So the moon in Pisces, so basically, you know, the moon has to do with emotions, right, how you're feeling, the deep emotions, and Pisces is all about, like, you know, dreaminess and empathy, so being sensitive. So basically I feel like spirit is saying to have more empathy for yourself, be more sensitive to yourself, be loyal and more concerned with yourself instead of others is the message I'm getting with, like, you know, not only the King of Cups and the King of Swords that came out, but this empathy card right here as well with the moon in Pisces. And another thing that kind of ties into focusing more on yourself instead of giving to others, or instead of being more concerned with others, being more concerned with yourself, is this card right here. So we have a 6 and we have the Sun in Virgo, right? That's Virgo, yeah, the Sun in Virgo. So basically another message coming through from spirit is they kind of want you to focus more on your health. Spirit is saying to kind of organize your time a little bit, so that way you can focus more on your diet, your nutrition, your health, maybe, you know, fitness, because Spirit is emphasizing that you need a new health regimen. So some of you might be neglecting your health or neglecting your nutrition, maybe putting more time and emphasis or putting more time and focus elsewhere. So Spirit is saying kind of bring it back to yourself, because look, you can even see, oh my God, I didn't notice this until now. You can see these two people back here pouring water into her, which is a queen. It looks like Cleopatra or someone, right? Like the queen. And this woman is feeding her, right? So Spirit is saying pour all of this into yourself, you know, like pour all this, like look, she's even feeding her. So guys, something with nutrition, and the fact that we have watermelon here, and I kept getting like nutrition or diet regimen, maybe there's something about your nutrition that you need to change or like focus on. Maybe hydrating more too, because I know watermelons are super hydrating, right? Like the entire fruit is like 95% water or something like that. I don't know, that's probably the wrong statistic, but you guys get what I mean, right? Watermelons are super hydrating, and then we have someone pouring water into her, and then on the other side we have someone feeding her. So like basically, you know, there's an emphasis on nutrition, there's an emphasis on hydration, like are you hydrating enough, are you eating nutritious foods, how does your diet, how does your nutrition look like, you know, stuff like that. So that message is coming through very strongly. And we also, so basically, yeah, focusing on yourself, focusing on your health is what Spirit is saying. And another thing is, we have number 11 here. Sorry guys, that's my dog barking like crazy. We also have Saturn in Aquarius here with the number 11. By the way, this is what I was saying before my dog started barking. I cut the camera because my dog was barking, by the way. But so one thing I was saying right before like my dog started barking is we have the number 11 here, and then we have 11 here, and then we have 11 here. So there's like a lot of 11s, you know, that might resonate for some of you guys. Like maybe you're seeing 111, maybe you're seeing 1111 a lot on the clock, but that's Spirit just kind of communicating with you. Another thing is looking at your tarot cards, we have the Justice, 5 of Cups, 3 of Wands, and the World. Including with this card, Flying, it kind of says the same thing. So it looks like you guys have put in a lot of work in the past. So you guys have been through a lot of tough cycles. I feel like you guys have completed a lot of tough cycles. You know, you put in the hard work in the past. Maybe, I feel like maybe you guys have already done the spiritual healing. Like you guys have already, you know, done a lot of shadow work and have been through a lot of tough cycles in the past. And I feel like the hard work you have done and put in is kind of over now. Like I feel like you can do and get anything you want is the message here. So it's all within your reach. You have completed a bunch of tough cycles, and you're entering this period of like, you know, completion and harmony. Like your tough cycles and all the karma and all that stuff, you've kind of already repaid most of it. Obviously, you know, we're always building up karma and always building or always having to repay karma, but I feel like a lot of your tough cycles are kind of over now. I feel like you guys have learned a lot of lessons. I know you guys are still learning some, right? Like we talked about the self-compassion and empathy here, but I feel like you guys have kind of done a lot of work. And so I feel like, you know, don't look at the things like with the 5 of Cups here. Don't look at the things you don't have anymore, or like that you don't have yet. Like don't look at it like that. Like don't look at the stuff that have fallen over, or the cups that are empty or that you don't have yet, because first of all, it's all coming, and plus you have a lot. Like maybe you guys aren't seeing the bigger perspective, you know, which is what this card is kind of showing, to kind of zoom out a little bit and kind of look at how much you do have and how much you have, you know, how blessed you really are. Obviously, you know, Spirit is saying that you're the queen, okay? Like literally you are the queen, which we'll talk about that card later, but everything is within your reach, right? Like when you're a queen and you're ruling a kingdom, the queen gets whatever she wants. Everything is within her reach, and if it's not, she orders it and, you know, makes it happen, or people make it happen for her, but she has to reach out and put the order in, right? So that is exactly what Spirit is telling you. So because I feel like you guys have your eye on something, or you're waiting for something to kick in. It's like, you know, you already kind of put in, like you already put in some type of hard work into something. This could be business, this could be a relationship, this could be a creative project, right? This could be anything, but it's like you've already kind of put some hard work into there, and now you're just waiting for like the fruit to come up. Like you know, you've sown the seeds and now you're waiting for the harvest, you know. So I feel like, you know, Spirit is saying that you are the queen, everything's within your reach. You already put in a lot, you already put in the hard work, and now you're gonna reap what you sowed. Okay, so your hard work is not going into vain. It's not kind of a waste. Like, you're gonna reap it, like you're gonna get it. And even with the fertility card here, right, like fertility is all about fruition, like nurturing something and creating something. So I feel like you guys did create something, or are creating something, or are focusing on something, working very hard on something, and you're gonna get the rewards of it, because it says, you know, with the fertility card, you're going to reap what you have sown. So there's something that you're working on already, or have worked on already. Could be a project, career, a relationship, business. It's probably in kind of the beginning stages, but it is going to continue blossoming and growing. So it's going to blossom and grow. And so keep doing what you're doing, okay? Take action. It's all yours. You're the queen. Remember, anything you nurture and want will be brought into fruition. And that's exactly what I'm getting here with like the harmony, like completing a cycle. You already put the hard work in. Now it's going to come up. Like you're going to reap what you've sown, okay? And that's exactly what I'm seeing with fertility here. So now I kind of want to talk about you know, the Queen card, but also longing for home and homesick for the stars. I feel like some of you guys might be star seeds that are watching this pile. So you're constantly feeling like you're missing something, or you're not where you belong. And sometimes star seeds have the tendency to look for something that's missing in something else. For example, in a certain person, right? Like if you feel like a void, or you feel like you're missing something, you'll tend to look for it in other people, right? So that's why sometimes star seeds can be a little bit people pleasing, or do a little bit too much. Sometimes if it's not a person that you're trying to look for, you know, for that void, to complete that void in, it could even be like food or substances, you know, like it's going to be different for everyone, but take what resonates. But you know, that card did come up, and it just kind of like ties everything together, I feel like. And the last thing I kind of want to talk about is this Queen card. Spirit is really, really emphasizing that you are the freaking queen. Treat yourself like a queen. How does a queen treat herself, right? Like, she's not giving and doing a bunch for other people. She's like kind of taking care of herself, because other people have obligations that are delegated to do their own thing. She's focusing on herself. So basically, I feel like you guys are kind of coming out as the queen here. So I feel like you guys are very like graceful, classy. I'm getting like, you know, an empress vibe from you guys, you know. And Spirit is just kind of telling you to embody it more, because I feel like you already know it, you know, like deep down you know it. Like, you guys are like the queen, you know, like you guys are like the empress. Anything you touch kind of becomes successful. Like you tend to nurture things. I feel like sometimes you just don't see it, but you are the freaking queen. So keep treating yourself like the queen. That's like the, you know, kind of emphasis. Like, I feel like Spirit wants to emphasize that. Maybe sometimes you guys forget that you are the queen. Like, you guys are, you know, like treat yourself like royalty, because I feel like you guys are very protected, and I feel like some of you guys are star seeds. It can be hard, but really, really, like, you know, treat yourself like a queen. Put yourself first. Be more concerned with yourself, because a queen has to run an entire empire. And you know, if the queen is depleted and the queen's not taking care of her health, then a lot of people are screwed, you know. So that's the message I feel like Spirit is wanting to drive home. Please, okay, first of all, please leave me a comment, because I read all my comments. If I don't reply back to them, I like them at least, all of them, okay? So I really, really want this pile number 2, to leave me a comment about if any of this resonated. I'm very curious. Tell me about how you're feeling, and also give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if any of this resonated as well, okay? But good luck, guys. Bye, y'all. Hey y'all, pile number 3, this is your reading, and today we're asking the question, what messages does the universe have for you? Okay, I'm super excited because there's been very clear messages coming through on all the piles, and this one especially, because I'm kind of shook. I have this big deck right here with all these words, like random words, right? Like about life, etc., whatever, right? And I can turn it around so you can see it. Like, we have vacation, we have self-love, we have money, we have friends, we have mental health. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, a bunch of like random words. And when I was shuffling, I wish I had shuffled on camera because I was shook. For you guys, first beauty came up, right? So I put that there, and then glow up came up, and I was like, oh my god, what are the chances? What are the chances that that came up? But anyways, I feel like you guys are already working on glowing up, or like having a glow up. Like maybe you guys are working on your fitness routine or your skincare, or I don't know, nutrition or something. But you guys are, either you guys are already working on a glow up or looking better, or you guys are like about to, or you're in the steps to do this. But I feel like most of you guys are already kind of working on a glow up, or like working on some type of, you know, like looking better or whatever, and you're gonna look amazing. Like you're gonna feel amazing, you're gonna look amazing. And I feel like this glow up is something you're super excited about. Like, because when glow up and beauty came up, I wanted to clarify it, and what came up to clarify glow up and beauty was the Eight of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. So this tells me that this is something that you guys are working on. You guys are really working on glowing up right now, looking better, feeling good in your skin, feeling more confident about yourself. So you guys are actively working on having a glow up and looking better physically. But also with the Page of Wands here, I feel like you guys are super excited about this. This is like something new. Like this feels like an adventure to you guys. You're super excited about this glow up, you know, and I feel like it's related to something romantic, okay? So I feel like either you guys are wanting to date or put yourself out there, which is why you're trying to have this glow up right now and look really good, or I feel like you guys are probably already talking to a romantic interest or someone you have your eye on possibly, and that's why you're kind of having this glow up or going through this glow up right now. So take it as it resonates. But I feel like for some of you it is romance related. For example, you want to put yourself out there again, you want to date, so you're having this glow up, or it could be that you already are talking to someone, or you have someone in particular in interest, which is why you're having this glow up to kind of look really good, feel really good, you know. So that is what I'm getting. But yeah, so basically, you know, with I feel like some of you guys who chose this pile might already have someone that they're interested in, possibly, because you guys are coming across as the hunter, and the hunter is like the predator, the chaser, the person going after something, chasing it down, getting what it wants. So I feel like you guys are kind of coming across as the hunter, so you're in the chasing mode a little bit. And you know, so this could be if you're dating, maybe you're like, you know, being the chaser, or it could be if you're already in like a romantic relationship, or you're talking to someone, or you're just in the beginning stages, like you guys are talking to someone, you're coming off as the chaser, like someone who is kind of going after this person. Yeah, and right here we have with the longevity card, it says it's number 39, longevity. I feel like you guys are about to get a deeper commitment in your relationships, okay? I feel like Spirit is saying you've kind of been through the hard work, you've done the shadow work and everything. So now I feel like, you know, if you guys are already talking to someone in your life, I feel like this is going to turn into a deeper commitment, because I feel like there is someone romantic in your life that, well, okay, here's a second message though. Not only that deeper commitment is coming your way, but there is someone possibly romantic in your life that kind of, I feel like Spirit is saying, sorry, I can't talk right now, guys. Spirit is saying this person requires more attention. Okay, so there's a message here that the person who you're talking to, or someone you have an interest romantically, kind of needs more attention. Or it could be if they don't need more attention, or Spirit is trying to say that your love life needs more attention. Like, where are you putting your emotions? Where are you putting your attention? Like, maybe there's something that needs to, like, something that needs more attention. And if you don't have someone yet, like you're not talking to someone yet romantically, or you don't really have a person of interest, well, this is what is coming. I feel like someone's coming here in your life soon. They're coming off as the Page of Cups here. So some new, like a new emotional thing is coming in, and this is like new. So I'm getting new vibes. I don't think this is like an older relationship, and this person's coming in, and so I think this person that's coming in is going to lead to deeper commitment. But there is a message here, like right here with the Mercury and Gemini card, that Spirit is emphasizing communication. Even, actually, whoa guys, even this one, even Saturn and Cancer. Let's talk about this one first. So with Saturn and Cancer, it does seem like you guys sometimes maybe suffer through conflicting moods. And I think it's because, you know, my pile number threes kind of have difficulty in expressing your feelings sometimes. Maybe you guys struggle with vulnerability because you feel like people are going to judge you if you're very vulnerable, or you feel like you're going to lose your dignity, you know, if you're very vulnerable. So there's like an ego thing coming in here, like where you feel like it kind of hurts your ego a little bit to be very vulnerable or express how you truly feel because someone's going to think you're weird or someone's going to judge you. So kind of look within and heal where that comes from, because it's good to be vulnerable and it's good to express yourself, you know? Yeah, so I feel like yeah, so it feels like sometimes you guys kind of suffer like through conflicting moods because you have vulnerability issues, because you have difficulty in expressing your feelings, and I feel like you guys don't want people to judge you, so you hide your feelings because you don't want to lose your dignity. But Spirit is saying that if you want your relationships, especially romantic ones, to grow and turn into something serious, turn into something solid, which is what I think you guys are looking for, Spirit is saying put your ego aside, put that fear aside of you losing your dignity or like for people judging you, you know, like put your ego aside and just say it. Just say what comes to your mind, because it's actually going to be received really well, and you're going to receive clarity, and it's going to lead to more commitment. It's going to lead to more of like a serious commitment. So just say it, okay? And Spirit is also kind of emphasizing here to watch your attachment style. So maybe look at how you come off in relationships, romantic relationships, like in the past, and look at what your attachment style is. I don't know, I'm hearing attachment style, so maybe some of you guys need to research your attachment style and see if it's healthy for you or not, or how you can kind of go about that, okay? I'm also getting here, like with the Mercury and Gemini, like again, like I kind of talked about this earlier, Spirit is really, really emphasizing communication, because Gemini is all about, like, Gemini is a sign of communication, right? They're like, yeah, Gemini is known as the sign of communication. So Spirit is really, really emphasizing to kind of change your communication style a little bit. Like Spirit is emphasizing communicating. Like communication is key to your relationships right now. Any romantic relationship in the future, communicate like crazy, communicate effectively, say what's on your mind, don't be shy, don't be afraid of being vulnerable. It's actually going to be perceived pretty well, okay? So you can kind of calm down on someone judging you, or like, what if they run away, or what if I scare them off? Like, no, get rid of that feeling or thought, because it's actually going to be perceived really well. And with this balancing act right here, it kind of goes with this, you know, like Spirit is asking you to be more calm, be more balanced with your emotions, maybe dig in a little bit deeper to see how you can balance your emotions more and how you can balance your emotions better. There is this thing about like you being a little bit moody, which kind of came up here too. And I think it's mostly because, you know, like, when you can't express how you feel or you have vulnerability issues, sometimes it affects your mood and affects how you feel because it's all pent up in there. So definitely kind of say how you feel more often, express your mind, just say it. And I think, you know, you'll be rewarded for this. Yeah. So I feel like, you know, it says question. It says lift the veil, question everything, anything unaligned must go. And I feel like this is one of the thoughts that you have that I feel like is unaligned, like someone judging you for, you know, expressing how you feel. I don't know, I have this issue too, so I might end up picking this pile at the end. I always pick a pile number at the end of the video. I might end up picking this one because I do have that issue too, where sometimes I'll force myself to be vulnerable and I'll say how I feel, and then immediately after I'll cringe. Like I'll get secondhand embarrassment and I'll cringe because like, oh my god, like, you know, this is so embarrassing, like how do they feel? But then it ends up being received really, really well, and things actually end up going my way. So I think maybe you guys needed to hear that. But yeah, so another thing is I have the 5 of Cups here, we have the 9 of Cups, we have the Page of Cups, and 10 of Cups. I really, really feel for this pile, if you work on your attachment styles in relationship, if you work on expressing yourself more and communicating more without, and putting your ego aside, like putting your ego aside, not being afraid of someone judging you, and really, really like, you know, expressing yourself and being vulnerable, I feel like you guys are going to get a serious commitment from someone, it's going to be your wish fulfillment with the Nine of Cups here, and it's going to lead to this Ten of Cups right here. The Ten of Cups is all about harmony, having a happy home, like a partner and kids and a home and a fence and a backyard and the whole 9 yards. You guys get what I'm saying. I'm not saying you guys have to want kids, but you know the stereotype. Like, basically, you know, you're gonna have everything you wanted, like a happy, stable family that you've been wanting, a happy, stable relationship, if you kind of balance your emotions out more, like Spirit is saying, and if you just kind of like say how you feel without caring about how people are gonna perceive you, or like, you know, your dignity or your ego or whatever, you know, and keep working on your self-confidence. Like, if this glow up increases your self-confidence, then that's good, because we want to be confident, you know. So, and leave the past behind. If for example, if you ever were vulnerable in the past and you put your feelings out there and someone dismissed you, rejected you, or made you feel like crap about it, well, you know, this new thing coming into your life is not going to make you feel like that. So basically, Spirit is saying anything, any instances of that happening in the past, leave it in the past. I can't talk. Leave it in the past. Clear your slate. Clear your slate. Oh my God, guys, why can I not talk? Clear your slate, because something different is coming in, which is going to bring, it's a wish fulfillment for you, and it's going to bring a lot of emotional happiness. Yeah, it's something new, okay? Like, I think a romantic thing is coming in. Doesn't have to be, but that's what it really, really feels like. But yeah, guys, leave me a comment below if you're already talking to someone like this. I feel like some of you guys are already talking to someone like this. I read all my comments, so please leave me a comment below. And also, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if any of this resonated, okay? Bye, guys.